Thank you, Jay. It's nice seeing you. First of all, I wanted to say that I'm humbled and I'm honored to be here tonight with the fellow leaders that we have here, Jade, Zach, Christy, Steve, Tori. Where's Dan? There's Dan. So I'm humbled to be here tonight and stuff. So Bree asked me, got the email, said, Scott, we want you to do 7-7 stuff. And I said, yeah, I can do it. And she asked me, I think last year and stuff. And I said, I can't do it last year, but I can do it this year. So sign me up for it and I'll do it. So I was racking my brain, what can I talk about to this fine audience here? And I looked in my photo albums and I looked and I said, oh, you know what? I got an awesome idea. I'm going to do this leadership leadership by creativity and surprise. Because I own a Events by Scott event planning company. And I said, oh, that would be great and stuff like that. So I started looking through my pictures and everything. And I'm saying, I saw balloons and I saw glitter and I saw, banners and I saw birthday candles and all this other stuff. And I was just like, God, how many of those can people look at slide-wise and everything? And I'm just like, I got to come up with something different and stuff. So what I did is, where's the clicker? Okay, so my presentation is about staying afloat. So I have a strong aquatics background from back in the day, and staying afloat, there's so much symbolism about life, about leadership, about staying afloat. Deep end, shallow end, how life is fluid, how water is fluid. So my first slide, if I get this right, let's see. Oh boy, so there's me and my brother. So I'm in the back, and there's my brother Ken and stuff. And my first slide talks about upbringing. So leadership, I think, in my opinion, has to do with your upbringing. It has to do with your parents. It has to do with your brothers, your siblings, your sisters, whoever was in your family. I think that you learn a lot about leadership through your family. So this picture kind of brings back some memories, some good and bad memories and stuff. Is my mom got divorced when I was about 3 or 4. So we came from a divorced family. So you can see, water was... we shared baths because it saved water and stuff. So I have two other brothers and stuff. So sometimes all 3 of us were in that tub. We shared the flower towels back there on the towel rack and stuff. So that was probably back in the 70s and stuff. And what I think about leadership there is just about how strong my mom was as a leader to bring 3, as a single parent, to bring 3 boys into this world and taught us about self-respect, taught us about following the rules, and taught us a lot about life in general. One funny story, and my 3 friends are here and stuff like that, so they know about this story, is, there's fudgesicles that we used to like as kids and stuff. But unfortunately, my mom wasn't so good at teaching us about verbal stuff. So I always thought until a few years ago that fudgesicles were called fudgicles. So I would tell everybody, and they're looking at me. Yeah, probably 2 years. No, seriously. And people would look at me and say, Scott, it's fudgesicles. It's not fudgicles. I'm like, no, it's fudgicles. So we would fight back and forth. And finally, at a party that I was throwing, imagine that, they snuck in fudgesicles and showed me the box and had a little grammar lesson with me. So now I know that it's called fudgesicles and not fudgicles. So if I slip up, just remind me. The next slide I want to talk about is, so we're going back with the water thing. Scott's first YMCA plunge in Dunkirk, New York. Persistence. So what makes me think about leadership and persistence is deep end. I never knew how to swim in the deep end. And if you guys know me, I have a lot of aquatic experience back in Atlanta, back here at the YMCA at Jamestown. And when I was a little kid, my mom would put us in swim lessons. She would tell me, you have to go to swim lessons because we lived on the lake and it was important. Well, I hated swim lessons. I hated going to swim lessons. So what I would do is I would hide my bathing suit. While it was on me, I'd take it off. So I would hide it somewhere. And then when it was time for swim lessons, I was completely naked. So my mom would be like, Scott, you have to go to lessons. Where's your bathing suit? And I'm just like, I don't know. So I finally persisted over time, learned how to swim, got my little swimming certificates from the American Red Cross, and was able to swim in the deep end, which I think of this slide as I think of the deep end of life, okay? A lot of times you're gonna face challenges and things. You have to make sure that you're able, ready, and willing to learn about how to be persistent in life. And everyone knows if you don't know me and stuff, I'm pretty persistent, right, Marcia? So my next slide I want to talk about is facing challenges with staying afloat and stuff. And right here, I'm in the front here. My best friend Hank is, his back is towards us, and then there's our neighbor Stephanie. And what we would do as kids is we would always get on our bikes with our brothers and our neighbors, and we would go down to Wright Park with the big tubes around our necks and our bikes, and we bring our towels, and we would stay there all day. What I want to talk about is facing challenges is because as the waves come in of life, you've got to face those challenges. Every day is not an easy day. Sometimes you have, personal problems, work problems, family problems, and you have to get through those. And it's not always easy. So part of my life is I always think in the back of my head, how can I get through this situation and still be a positive person and still have people reflect back on how I handled that problem. So the next slide is hard work, staying afloat. I've done swim lessons. I've done an aquatic swim coach. I've been a lifeguard for years, and I started off when I was 15 in high school. And that's something that my mother always instilled in us about working hard every day and working hard to obtain your goals. So leading. So leading as part of staying afloat is, this is a picture of me and my dad. This is a picture of my senior year in high school, our last swim meet where we took Division I champs, and that was our last relay. So that was really the last time that the last time that I was with a team that in high school that really brings back a lot of memories. And then those were all my awards for being a leader. I think I got Leader of the Year award, and I got a one from the boosters and stuff. So the swim team has always been a big role in my life. Swim team in relation to leadership, so teamwork. I've coached 3 different teams over the last 15, 20 years. And working with the parents, working with the kids, it always makes me think about life overall. And the thing about water is it's so fluid. And when you're talking with parents and you're talking with the kids about learning, educating them about the swimming, working with people that might not be educated about the sport of swimming. So I always feel like being head coach of all those teams. This is like in Atlanta, we got first place, first time ever. And working together with the other coaches, the kids, and the parents really makes me feel like I'm a leader from working with all that. And then my last slide here is called life balance. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably the most horrible person at life balance. I work all the time, and I feel so bad about this. But this is me and Bill, my partner. He's in the audience over here. I didn't really invite him tonight, but he kind of stopped in anyways and stopped. But life balance and staying afloat. This is us in San Diego? No? Hilton Head. And this is us enjoying life. And life balance is hard for me. And I just want to thank my partner, Bill, for being that person in my life that kind of gives me a break. And he's kind of like one who tones me down and kind of puts me back in where I need to go, because sometimes I'm kind of out there. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and Stephen, you're next, right?